Welcome back. So glad to see you guys again. Can't really see you. But
you can see us.
Let's see the important ones anyway.
So today we're doing a little bit of a throwback. I think this is going to be like a new feature on our channel. We're going to just kind of, we talked about this in the last video, or not the last one, but the one before.
The last.
But we were talking about 13 Ghosts in that one. So in order to, I think, justify talking about a movie that's from like what, 2001?
2001.
We are kind of just going to do a little throwback feature on our channel. So we're going to talk about movies that aren't very relevant anymore, but we like them.
Or hate them. Or you guys like them. Whatever you got.
Yeah. So we're talking about 13 Ghosts because it's a bad, good movie.
It's one of those 2000 horror trash movies that seemed amazing when they first came out to at least a few, and then as you watch it today, you're like, okay.
Yeah, but I still like it.
I just watched it again, like,
I don't think you can.
Night.
I don't think you can really say much with Matthew Lillard in it is going to be a good thing.
Okay, Scooby-Doo was great.
No.
I liked it.
Okay,
that's why I love 13 Ghosts.
Really?
Terrible.
So we have some notes here because who honestly remembers all the details?
And if you do, shush.
So for those of you who haven't seen the movie, if you've been living under a rock, it's essentially about spoilers.
Oh my god! If the movie came out in 2001, if you haven't seen it now, I don't
17
really
year later spoilers.
Ugh. Yeah. We watched that in middle school with Nicole.
Yeah.
That's how long it's been.
And that was on DVD at home.
That's right. Okay, before we get into this, there is a feature on the DVD that I miss. And if you have the DVD or you can get a hold of it, do this. It's really cool. There is a thing where it actually has mini movies of all of the ghosts and their backstories, where they came from, why they are a ghost. Really cool. I remember that. I love that.
Yeah, that's like the thing I always remember too.
Yeah,
was watching
so cool.
that. But essentially it's just about this family. It's a dad, the mom, a son, and a daughter, obviously, because of course it is. And the mom dies in a fire, and the family's kind of like, you know, never really emotionally recovered, I guess. So they're kind of...
Well, it's only been 6 months.
Yeah, it's true. So they're kind of living down and out. She obviously clearly watched the movie like last night.
Yeah, I did. I literally watched it like one night ago, and it was just like, I need to refresh my memory because I would have just been talking about nothing.
So they're kind of down on their luck, and they end up getting contacted by this lawyer for an uncle. And the uncle left them everything. Left them this ridiculous, like, house on a haunted hill looking house. And
Made
so they go,
glass.
Yeah, they go there, look at the house and everything, and then downstairs it turns out that there are ghosts. 12 ghosts locked up in like these glass cases that have inscriptions on them that in like Latin that basically keep them in like curses that keep them bound. And Matthew Lillard's character comes in. He's some psychic dude that worked with the uncle, and the uncle owed him a bunch of money for making him help trap ghosts. And so the house starts shifting because it does that because it's Hogwarts apparently. And when it shifts, it lets out some of the ghosts at a different time. So we're going to go through and talk about the ghosts and what...
So essentially what the house actually is it's powered by spirits of specific black zodiacs, which is the zodiacs of the devil. And yeah, why they, I don't know. Anyway, it's supposed to be from like the Satanic Bible, the black zodiacs and all that. And so it's a spirit that represents each zodiac. And when you bring all these zodiacs together, it powers the house, which is actually a
Oculus Infernum.
Yeah, which is basically a portal into the future. So the theory is that, you know, the person with the most power controls the world. essentially. And so if you have the power to see into the future, into the past, and change things about that, then you hold the power of the world. So there's 12, and then we'll get into the 13th ghost, which is the main plot point, kind of.
They should call the movie 13 Ghosts. So the first ghost is the firstborn son, and it's the ghost of a little boy who dies of a shot through the head or suffered from some other form of head injury. And so the one in the movie is this little boy who obviously was playing cowboys and Indians and was shot through the head with a real arrow. So he runs around, he has the arrow.
Why are they so scared of him, though? He never does anything. They're always like, don't move.
I think they're supposed to be scared of all the ghosts, and I think he, like, maybe he still had arrows.
He gets stabby?
Stabby, yeah.
A lot of them get stabby.
Most kids are stabby. Then the second one is the torso, which I think is freaky.
I hated the torso. Just dragging his body
Yeah, so the second ghost in the
floor.
Black Zodiac is the torso. It's missing its legs and or his waist, and it may possibly represent a severed or mutilated ghost. So the one in the movie is supposed to be like some mobster dude who, you know, didn't pay on his bad gambling bets, and the mob cut off his legs and his head and threw him in like a lake or something. He's like wrapped up in like plastic wrap, and he just like drags his torso around,
and his head is just
torso
around.
boy.
It was a really cute nickname.
And the next one is the bound woman.
Okay, why is she like this the whole time?
I'm sure getting strangled with a tie isn't a pleasant experience.
It was a tie.
What'd you think it was?
I don't know. I haven't seen the special features in like a really long time. I thought she hung herself.
No, that was the whole story with her. Was that like, she was something about like a high school student, and she got frisky on like the football field or something with a football player, and then he strangled her or something. Something like that happened.
Right.
But yeah, he killed her. And this one says like, woman who died having been tied up in some fashion.
Were they like trying to get like
Says, but in the Arcanum, the only bound ghost is the angry princess, in which case it just represents general suicide. So that's completely different. I don't know why it's going on about that.
Why is it going on about the angry princess?
I don't know.
We didn't try and summon these ghosts. We don't actually want a machine to see into the future, because I feel like I'd be depressed.
Secret or something.
What would you want? What is there that you want to see? Oh my god.
But yeah, but that's that. The next one is the withered lover, which is, you find out it's the wife.
It's the wife.
Says the ghost is of someone who died having a withered or worn appearance, if that wasn't already in the name. It also may represent someone who had her future dreams or relationships destroyed or broken, like being separated from one's mate. And so
her family.
Yeah, so you find out that that's the wife, is the withered lover. And the next one is the torn prince. This ghost has much of the skin on the right side of his body missing, leaving the bones and muscles exposed.
Why the right side?
I don't know. I feel like these things need to be specific. It possibly represents a prince, spoiled, popular, loved, blah blah, whose pride was taken down or had his ego destroyed, hence the fallen hero's statement seen in his story. And this one was like some high school kid who was racing his car.
He looked like James Dean.
Yeah, and then he crashed and he's all burned and blah blah. The next one is the angry princess who, spoiler alert, naked.
She's naked the whole movie. She's naked.
And stabby.
She's very stabby with cuts all over her.
She commits suicide, and it turns out she was like depressed and had, what is it, like body dysmorphia.
Yeah,
she had plastic surgery upon plastic surgery and was just never good enough, so she killed herself. There's this bathroom scene where the daughter comes in the bathroom and she's like exploring at the same time as that ghost just got released, and the ghost is in the bathroom, so you're seeing flashes from like the ghost's point of view of like blood everywhere, the ghost in the bathtub, like just
I'm sorry on the floor and blood.
and she's like watching like, and it makes me laugh because she has like these blacked out eyes and stuff, and she's watching the girl like do stuff in the tub, and she's watching like a cat would watch you, just like offended that you're there, like what are you doing? and like she goes to get stabby, and then like, but there's a distraction, obviously.
No stabby. And personal opinion, I don't know 2000 movie monster makeup, but she's wearing very obvious fake boobs and like a latex suit with all the stab wounds, and they're like this far apart, and they're just like circular and just here, and it's just like, I didn't notice that before. But girlfriend, you go back to her doctor, because that refund gap is just like walk around like this.
The next one is the Pilgrimess, and that appears to be the ghost of a female pilgrim or primitive woman, and it's supposed to be like the Salem witch trial things.
Really? Reppin'.
But she's like walking around in like the stocks. You know?
She freaks me out.
I'm free.
With her bonnet.
Free.
Oh, dang it.
That's how she walks around, and like I think she's cool. The Great Child and the Dire Mother.
Oh.
So this one is odd. So they're apparently supposed to be like sideshow circus people. Cats. Sorry.
My little Halloween cats.
And so she's like a little lady, and he's like this big, giant, obese child.
Person.
He's not a child, so clearly a man, but
in like a bonnet and diaper and stuff.
Yeah,
like
with like vomit all over him. But like the whole story was that like to play a joke on him, that they hid the mom in like a chest and told him to find her, and it turns out she's suffocated, and so he went crazy and like killed everybody with a hatchet.
I didn't know that part. I forgot about it.
It's been years since she's seen
the special feature part, because it never goes into their backstory in the movie at all.
Yeah, it
gives a very basic like what the name of and it shows the ghost that it represents, but that's about it. It never tells you.
The next one is, and these are I guess in order of the Zodiac, is the Hammer.
He scares me.
He is this giant man who I guess was a slave or something.
Working on the railroad.
And something happened, and he got blamed, and so they took... I think somebody got murdered, of course.
It's the slave that gets blamed.
And so they take his hammer and like nail like a bunch of railroad spikes in him. So like when you see him, he's like standing, he'll just like pull a spike out of him and stuff.
Yeah, and like get stabby with the spikes.
Stabby ghosts.
Oh my god.
Word of the day. Stabby. And the next one is the scariest goddamn ghost.
This thing.
The scariest thing in this whole goddamn movie is the Jackal. And the Jackal is supposed to be this man who was in an asylum, apparently.
It's a man?
It's a man.
No,
it's a man.
Oh
Does that make it even worse?
I don't know why.
So apparently, this person was supposed to be aggressive, like horribly aggressive, and kept attacking people. So they ended up locking him down in the basement. And I have a side story after this, by the way, which makes it worse. You're welcome.
Oh my god.
He gets locked in the basement, and they put a cage on his head in a straitjacket. And there was a fire that broke out in the asylum, and they got everybody out but him. And the whole ghost is seen like in the straitjacket with the cage on its head, and like the cage
mouth
is
part is like ripped
open. But he gets like, he comes around the corner just like,
yeah,
it's awful.
It's like running at you and just like
and his face is
you.
scary. No, thank you. But it just makes me think. So I live down the street from the old police chief from where we live, and there used to be like up my street and like around the corner there used to be a mental hospital. I don't know what the
I remember these
what the correct
stories.
term for that is. Would it be mental hospital?
correctional facility?
No.
That's a prison.
That's a prison. For lack of a better term, because I don't know what the PC term for it is, but mental institution. And it's now closed, just for our sake. I'm not going to say the name of it. But he would tell us because he would have to go and do routine, inspections to make sure they're up to code. And he told us that, because we're back kind of like in the hills, and that within the hills are cages essentially built into the hill for the people that are just generally very aggressive and very dangerous and could not be around other people. And that was something that he would have to inspect to make sure that these things, I guess not cages, but like holding facilities built into the hills for these people that just could not be around other people. So that just makes it creepier to me.
Oh my god, you live by the jackal.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
And it's just the fact that the jackal is scary, that's all.
And then the next one is the Juggernaut. And so like when the movie opens, it opens to them trying to catch this ghost and like a bunch of people dying. The Juggernaut's like this huge, tall serial killer dude, I guess, who was shot by the police. And so like you see him, he's all like holy. Yeah.
He gets snappy, not stabby. He likes to bend people in half. It's fun.
He's large and in charge. And yeah, so they catch him in like a junkyard
that he worked at.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now they found like a lot of the victims there, I guess, at the junkyard. And that was the 12th ghost. And so the 13th is the Broken Heart. And that is the 13th and final ghost is in the Black Zodiac. This ghost dies by leaping into the core of the machine out of an act of pure love. And you find out that the dad is the Broken Heart. And
they trick him essentially. A woman shows up. So the uncle is dead, right? And a woman shows up who had showed up in the beginning, who's it's really weird. It's like she's like an activist for trapped souls. It's kind of like PETA for ghosts, which is weird.
Oh no, those people.
What do you think he said?
I don't know. That's awesome. Oh, that's an O.
Don't come to our channel to learn how to spell. Oh, jeez. Oh, so this woman shows up. She's an activist for ghosts. And she essentially tells him, the dad, that, okay, these are all the ghosts, and then the 13th ghost is the one that will stop the machine. It's a fail-safe, basically. So if he jumps into the core, he will stop the whole process from happening. And so he believes her. And then later on, guess who shows up? The uncle.
You were dead.
Yeah, I can't remember a ghost too.
He's not a ghost.
He faked his death. He was sleeping with the PETA lady, or the ghost lady. And so apparently it's the opposite. So if he is to throw himself into the core, that it would actually trigger the machine to actually work. They'd blow it up somehow.
Yeah, like throw something in it, or
it was the nanny. And
oh yeah, there's a sassy nanny.
It's so exhausting. They have these stereotypical, it's like in Friends when like Monica constantly makes fat jokes about herself. It's like, we get it, you were fat. It's like,
yeah.
But she's like over the top and it's just like a little much. Mm-hmm. But she blows it up somehow. She fucks with the machine. She blows it up.
And she's like, they're doing it so where it sounds like a DJ thing, because like there's like chanting going on. It's like, it's like, why is this happening?
Because it's stereotypical 2000. It's bullshit. It was terrible. No, but he ends up saving his kids. The machine blows up, and then I think this sassy black lady is like, "Oh hell no, I ain't coming back," something like that.
Yeah, there's like a whole thing of like
the end of the movie is like her, and there's no way she survived that. She was
because the whole house like
explodes, and she's in the core of where the explosion happened, and she just comes out with a little bit of like
dust.
dirt on her and she's fine. It's like you
Yeah.
were just in the middle of a glass house exploding. How the fuck are you alive?
Maybe she was a ghost.
Oh my god.
Now, we did not experience this movie in theaters, but I would
Mm-mm.
hope, because like
Maybe
in
we're
order
too young.
yeah, in order to see the ghosts in the movies, they wore like these glasses, like these special ghost seeing glasses, and I really hope that in the theaters, like when you saw this, they would give you the glasses. I doubt it, because it's 2001.
Why is 2001 such a terrible year to
Because it was almost 90s, and like, you know,
90s was good times.
it was just on that cusp of certain things, you know.
The terrible stereotypes and the not that good CGI. It's not that good. When you watch it this time, you're like, all right.
I mean, I still like it.
Of course, you still like it because it's.
I feel like maybe I like the special feature ghost backstory thing better than the actual.
I would rather have a movie about each ghost's backstory. That would be way more fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I just enjoy that most movies don't give you like a full on like story. There's so many different stories in this one. There's 12 stories. And
I want one on the Jackal.
I want one on the Pilgrimess.
Oh, that would be cool. So if you have seen 13 Ghosts, or if you haven't, watch it again. You probably haven't watched it in a while. It's just fun to kind of relive it. It was fun reliving it the other night when I rewatched it.
So, updates, I guess. So we figured for this month, because it's October.
It's when we thrive.
Yes. My time has come. So we figure for this month we're gonna be uploading a lot more, or at least we're gonna try to upload a lot more.
Yeah.
Just a lot of different types of content for the month, rather than just reviews and chit chat things.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna do some hands-on stuff, maybe even try to do like some locational stuff. We do have Universal coming up this weekend, and this video is probably gonna go up after we already go, so there will be a vlog in the works by the time this goes up.
Yeah.
Maybe even in the same week. Who knows?
So we'll be reviewing the mazes. You'll get to see us experience it, have good scares, get scared,
eating donuts because I'm going for the donuts.
Seriously, have the donuts. These are big and delicious.
I go in every time, and I'm not even sorry that I do it. But we did get the day passes too, so we'll be actually in the park during the day, and then we'll be there before like Horror Nights actually opens. You know, they do like the soft open at like 6 or 5.
Oh wait, the soft open,
yeah, which we usually do every year anyways. We get there early because we're just those people. I don't like standing in lines. I am that person who, if there is a line, I'm not gonna do it. Like, I'm just grouchy, and I will complain the whole time. She'll usually get me to do it. I'm like, I'll do it, but I'll complain the whole time. She's like, that's fine.
That's fine. I'll deal with it. Really? So we do have front of the line passes, so we won't be dealing with that bullshit. We'll vlog day and night because you still will be able to see like the decorations around during the day, and so you get to see some of the details, since Hollywood Horror Nights does not pull out any stops when it comes to their details and their makeup.
And our boys are coming with us, and my boy, as we've discussed, is not fond of these types of ventures. I've barely gotten him into actual scary movies to where he's not happy to sit down and watch it, but he'll do it. He's fine afterwards. Whereas before, like, he just refused. So he's nervous, and that'll be fun to watch. For you guys. So his first time at anything like that. But we're seasoned veterans. We're old pros.
We know what's good, what to expect, what's going on. I'll still be deathly scared though, as usual.
What maze are you looking forward to?
Oh, actually Halloween. Just because the last few times we went, we didn't get the front of the line passes. And then we weren't able to get it because it's like a 5-hour wait for this thing.
Yeah, last year was the first year we did front of the line passes, and now it's just like...
They didn't have it.
Yeah.
They didn't have it the one year, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Now it's like, we recommend front of the line passes because it's like the only way to do everything without standing in line forever and leaving at like crack of dawn. because we're usually, like, last year, I think we got there at the soft open, and I think we were done by 11. Yeah. And, some people like hanging out all night, which is cool. Like, we even sat and just people watched, hung out, did whatever. It's just the lines that aren't fun. Like, before we would have to, like, space out what exactly we wanted to see and make sure we did it, because by the time it hit, like, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock,
it was ridiculous.
It was like an hour and a half to 2 hour waits just to get into the mazes. And by the time you get in there, like, they're not limiting, like, these group sizes, so it's just like, I cannot with strangers all over me because they're scared. Don't touch me.
I know. And it's just the worst.
It's enough that I have her all over me. But
I'm actually pretty good. I think the only time I was really holding on to you was
Insidious.
But that's because I'm deathly afraid of that movie. So,
but yeah, like, to have her all over me, that's fine. But, like, when perfect strangers are just, like, on my back, it's like, excuse me, don't touch me.
Yeah, I had one year where someone grabbed my backpack and, like, pushed me to the monster. I'm like,
first off, whoa.
I'm not there for you. Get off me.
So that'll be fun. But front of the line, man, it's the way to go.
It is a few extra dollars, I will admit. But can't really put a price on your
this
night.
Year, we did, like, kind of go. We didn't do the VIP thing.
No.
But I think what we got with the day passes plus front of the line is kind of like top of the line you can get without doing the VIP one. So it was a pretty penny, but it's worth it. Because it's, like, our thing every year. We look forward to it. But I just wasn't down with the VIP thing just because they make you go with other groups. Like,
yeah, it's not like a VIP with just your group. It's a VIP with, like, a group of, like, 15 people?
Something like that. It's like, if, like, they feed you, which is great. You get front of the line, which is great.
But you're still getting the same stuff. It's just all you're doing is buying your own food, basically, at that point.
Yeah.
And
it's
you're
like,
you're forced to hang out with these people.
Yeah, if they did VIP with just, like, your group, then awesome. I would totally be down. We would have done that, but
there's no guarantee that you're not going to get one of those shitty people that are just, okay, I get it, it's scary. Oh my god, you got me. But, like, those girls, you know the ones.
I know. The ones that run.
You run into me, I'm going to push you. There's just no guarantee that you're not going to get someone like that. Or the guy that's like, I'm so macho, like, if they try to scare me, I'm gonna punch them. Like, get out of here. Like, they're actors.
Like, why did you pay to come here?
You paid for it.
Why did you pay to come here?
Oh, shit.
Please tell me. Give me money, because obviously you have money to spare. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think I'm looking forward to the Poltergeist maze. I think that's gonna be kind of cool.
I'm curious how they're gonna make that one work.
Maybe we'll go into, like,
is a tree gonna grab me? I feel like the tree's gonna grab me.
Maybe.
Fucking clown.
Maybe we'll get covered in ectoplasm. The clown definitely is gonna be a thing.
There's gonna be a clown.
It's definitely gonna be a thing.
Get me, and I'm gonna die. And this is the last video you'll ever see of me.
It's a good run.
Resting.
Good run.
It's got, like, the year I was born and the year I died.
I'll just have a cardboard cutout of her where the mouth moves, and I'll just have somebody puppeteering. Or maybe just her body, and you'll just slowly watch her decay.
Oh my god.
Like, you're looking good!
That's hardcore for a horror channel.
Until YouTube kicked us off. Whatever.
Have an actual corpse. Awesome. Well, cheers to all of you horror freaks and fans, and we hope to see you in our next video. Again, look out for more content for the month of October. We're excited.
Stuffs,
makeup stuff. All right. Bye, everyone.
Stay creepy.